Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we want to basically build this e-commerce template from Figma to Framer. I found this in the Framer community, so a special shout out to iCoder Solutions. This is their design file that I found in the community. I thought it was really cool because it's like a little technology marketplace template where you have this top navigation with the banner, with this logo, and with the search option, and with these sign up and sign in and the cart function. Then we have, for example, groceries. I mean, we can change these names, but we have different categories that would link to different category pages. Then we have this banner section up here, portrayed as a carousel somehow, with different text. Then we have at the bottom, we have a filter of different collections based off of a specific keyword. So for example, in this case, it's smartphones, and then we have different selection of smartphones underneath. Then we have a collection of the different categories. And then we have different banners based off of different brands. So these are like basically like promotion banners, for example. And then we have like another category collection, this time with just a picture and just the category underneath and a special promotion. So these are basically also kind of categories. And then at the end, we have this footer. So basically we found this design in Figma, sorry, and we want to bring it to Framer. So mostly that's the case. You would, if you're going to build like a type of e-commerce project, or like a marketplace project or anything, you mostly you start off in Figma, designing, first making a wireframe of basically how the business is going to work, then creating a design based off the brand, showing it to the client, and then now we're just ready to bring it live to Framer, right? So as you can see, many people would think that in Framer you can't really sell things, or it's pretty hard to like sell things, but you can basically also connect Shopify to Framer, or you can connect if you're selling, for example, digital products like some design assets or mock-ups or something like that. You can link up Lemon Squeezy to Framer. So and there's great tools out there like Framer Auth, where you can add authentication and allow people to buy stuff or sign up for something. I have the link to that in the description below. And we also have stuff like Framer Commerce, where I also have that link in the description below, where you can basically link up your Shopify account to Framer and have basically just a checkout page in Shopify and everything front end in Framer. So basically you can design a beautiful shop, and only at the end when the user has to check out, then they go to Shopify. So let's just build this. Let's think that we're going to do something like that, that we have a Shopify page with different collections. I'm not going to use the Framer Commerce plugin or product for today. I'm just going to make sure that I'm just going to pass over the design from Figma. So the goal today is just to pass over the design from Figma to Framer. And then once you would finish that, then you can basically like replace the CMS with your Shopify product. So it's flexible. So without further ado, let's get started and let's bring this design to Framer. But first things first, I want to kind of go ahead and look at how this site was built. So I want to first divide the different sections so we can have a better understanding of how to build this. And I love to do this by using like containers, right? So we have different containers. Let's make them like a dark blue or maybe some pink color. That's good. So we have container one. Actually, before we have container one, we have this main container, which is the frame, right? This whole frame is the main container. and it contains everything inside of the website. So it contains all of the sub containers. And then in another color, let's choose something like blue. We have the sub containers under the main frame container. So we have this first section, we have this second section with the banner, right? We have this third section right here with the different categories. Then we have the next section, which is this. So like I said, I'm just dividing everything first. Then we have this next section over here. And then we have the following one, which is right underneath. So let me just copy. And then we have at the end the footer, right? So these are all the different containers, right? Don't think so deeply into this. We're just dividing it from the top to the bottom, right? And then in the top, we have, in container one, we have, as you can see, 3 different lower children container is the proper way to say it. So we have, let's lower the weight and let's bring it to a green. And the children is the banner. Then we have the nav section, and then we have this other nav section for the different pages. For this one, we only have this one section right here, so it's easier. And then we go down here, and then we have section 1 and section 2. Then we have on here, again, section 1 with the text. And we have section 2. So I hope for now, since we're going very slowly, I hope you're understanding basically how the logic of this would work. So we have, again, section 1, section 2, because it's text and this section at the bottom. And then again here, section 1 and section 2. Here, for example, in the footer, we would have this top section with all of this. And then we would have the bottom section where you have the copyright thing. Okay, so now I'm going to make this a little bit darker. And I'm going to make this background, I'm going to make actually the whole frame here a little bit lighter so we can see the different sections better. And now what I want to do is I want to make another, I want to go even deeper than what we were going through right now. And I'm going to use maybe a white color or a yellow, kind of yellowish color to portray inside the green ones. And inside the green ones, let's even make it thinner. And let's make it like a dashed line. Let me lock this landing page so that we can all right, so inside the green ones, we have then this first section right here, this first container, and then we have this one. And as you can see here, we have also this one and this one, like the left and right. Let's actually put this all the way to the right. But then we also have this one in the middle, which is something that we don't have here, right? For the bottom one, we have one whole thing. And of course, in each one, we have another, there's stacks for each one of these, right? But we go into that in further detail later. And for this one, we're going to use one carousel element in Framer, but basically it's built like this, we have this one piece, and then we have, instead of going stack from left to right, like here, it goes from up to down. So it's a vertical stack, and we have different things. Oops. Actually, it's like this. Actually, it's not only vertical, but also has a horizontal stack because of this section over here. So this one is going to be a little bit more complicated than the top ones, but it's still pretty easy. Then we have one stack here, and the other stack here. And then we have here one stack of different collections. Right, so I hope you get the point. It's going to be similar to this. So now that we understand that, we can let's unlock our layer, and we're done now with understanding the structure of how to build it. I mean, it's okay if you still don't understand, but I just wanted to give you a good way to practice to understand, right? So now let's bring this up again to 100% of opacity. Let's delete these little colors over here. Okay, so we have our cool little design here. Now let's bring this to Framer. So what we can do is we can go here and we can export this landing page. We can call this landing page from the tutorial, and we can export it and bring it to our Framer site. So there are other ways to import your Framer project import your Figma project into Framer. For example, there's like a plugin I know that's where you can copy paste it. But I prefer to just export the image the old school way and bring it here next to the frame. And I always love to set up the different frames. So we have the desktop, tablet, and phone. And remember, you always want to start working in the desktop version because then all the changes tumble down to the tablet and the phone. So we can obviously build everything from scratch. So that means we can build, because there are certain component libraries out there that help you, they basically help you with your design speed much faster. So basically you can just copy paste a banner, copy paste a nav bar, copy paste a selector bar, something like this, copy paste something like this. And one good component library that I always tend to use is something called Framify. So in Framify, we have something like this, where you can just see the different components. You can click on this pre-made sections, go to top bar, and if we were to go back to our Framer and see how this would look, we'd have something on the left, something on the right. We would just go back to Framify, and something like this can work, for example, where we have a left text with a cool little icon, and just copy it and paste it. Obviously you need the pro version, but the pro version, it's a very good price for a component library. I believe it's like most of the component libraries are $130, and this one is about $99. So link is in the description if you want to use this. It is a time. It helps you a lot with your time. But for this tutorial, we're just gonna go from scratch. So we can go back to Framer. We also have here other things like, for example, the blocks. This is another component library that I've tested out before, and they have, for example, banners that we can use. And this would be something that would, for example, work for us, but you need to upgrade to the pro version in order to use it. But there's some that are free, like this one, the simple one. And we can actually start off with this. And also with the menu, because building a nav bar takes some time, and why not just save your time by instead of doing it from scratch, you can just use the pre-built things that we have, right? So instead of having to build this, because remember, you're not just building in the desktop mode, you're also building for the phone. And for the phone, we need like a hamburger menu so that it drops down once you click on it, and that takes time when building from scratch. So I always recommend to just use something like this, like a not bar, like a blocks or something like that. So let's bring this here. This is going to be the free one, I guess. Can we use this one? No, we can only use the navbar one. So let's use that. Doesn't matter. And now, as you can see, there's some space underneath. What we want to do is we want to always set the height to fit content. And then everything, all these components that you add in, they're mostly going to be fixed width, but we don't want that. We want it to be fill. Always fill, right? Fill. And then just make sure that everything is the right variant. So that's important. I also want to see if this works. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we have something like that. We don't necessarily need it, but let's just add it for now. Actually, let's unlink and replace this. And let's go into the component and edit it. All right, so we're in the component. Let's copy paste this into the component. Why not? And let's try to keep this at a similar design to what we wanted here. So we have something left and right. So here we have a spacer, we have a container, and we have this thing on the right. And we just want to basically add text. So we can try to delete this, add a stack here, and let's duplicate this stack. So now we have 2 stacks, perfect. And for each one of these stacks, we want to build another stack because, we want to build another stack like this. So this would be the left. This would be the right. We don't need this variant anymore, so let's delete that. And then in the left, we have our welcome to your online store. So this is like the default text, but you can change it once you are outside here, and you can put like welcome to the online store, right? So, but we want to remove this so that they're both not the same, right? So welcome to our online store. And then we have icon text, icon text, icon text. And this is going to be one of these icon text ones. So to make sure that everything fits the content, we want this to fit the content as well. Perfect. So now they're like right next to each other. And we want to add a icon by going down here. Boom. And we want to put a truck. So let's just put like a little truck. We got a little truck here. We can keep it like we can use some color that we can use throughout the website. Maybe we can use this blue. We can call it sky blue. Create. Let's exit this. And go like that. And then what we want to do is we want to put it together with this stack right here. Let's again decrease the size to about 20 width. And we want to make the stack a little bit closer. also noticed that the text, okay, text size is good. Okay, so we have that. We want to say deliver to, I'm going to put my zip code 33178, and we can just highlight this and remove this. We can make this one semi-bold. And what we want to do is, because we have this container, we can put things spaced between. So now we have it left and right. Okay. And so we have this first stack, and we need 2 more. Okay. And as you can see here, there's a line, and here there's a line. We can add left and right radius to this stack. That would be one option, but let's just finish. So track your order, all offers. Track your orders, all offers. Cool. Okay. Now we just want to increase the gap here so that it looks like in the mockup. Something like this looks nice. We want to put the icon, the location, and the promotion one. So we can put like promotion, or no, coupon, or I don't know, award. Yeah, whatever. And then here we can put location, point, no. So this is something that kind of annoys me from Framer a little bit, but hopefully in the future this will be fixed. Let me just check to see where this is. So I just put this icon, doesn't really matter. Okay, welcome to our online store. Boom. Okay, so now we want this color to be, and let me see how it looks in the mobile. So here it's fine, but in the mobile you can see that it's not so good. So we want to create a new variant, and this variant should be 390, just like in the mobile. And we want this to be going down, and we want the right one to be, we want it to be fill and not fit. And we want this also to, these 3 to fill. Maybe that's not the best one. Maybe we can just put everything going down and decrease the gap a little bit and increase the gap here. Or maybe we can even delete it for the mobile version. But let me just see how we can do this. You can do something like this, you know? But again, for the mobile version, maybe it's going to be too big, and we don't want a banner like this in the mobile, because in the mobile you just want to, it's a smaller screen, and this takes up a bunch of space. So we can create this like this. We can leave it here, but I think I'm going to delete it. You guys can keep it. This is, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but you guys will have access to this file. So let me go back, and then for example here you can just go like that, and then we have the mobile version. Oh. Okay, so here we have this. We want to make the container have a max width. Okay, it already has a max width. Perfect. Because Blocks comes with this max width of 1280. Okay, so we have this, and we have this mobile. Perfect. Now for this, we want to basically edit a few things. I want to unlink and replace all. And we want to get this again, bring it in here. And we want to edit this middle section, right? So in this middle section, we have the logo, which is there. It's perfect. And we have this search function, and we have sign up and sign in the cart. So I don't want to use these buttons, to be very honest with you. I want to use this, the stack, but I don't want to use the buttons. Then we have this part here. So the content, we have the buttons and the stack. The stack. Okay, no, links and the logo. Okay. So for the links, I want to actually delete these buttons. And we don't need this, for example. We don't need this. But we can do that later. So what we want to do is we want to make a new sign up and cart button. So we want to go back to our home, and we want to basically take the stack because it's going to be very similar in design, and copy it here. And we want to put sign up, sign in, sign up, sign in, and we want to change this to a profile or person user. There we go, user. So we have a user, and then we have this, and it's going to be cart, and it's going to be a cart. So we go here, we have a cart. Shopping bag. That works. Okay, shopping cart, here we go. Okay, and then these will go into this stack that was here, that is here. Perfect. Actually, it needs to go in here. It's gonna go in the buttons. There we go. So we got the first one and the second one. We would want to increase the gap a little bit. There we go. And then we have this search function. We can delete this for now because I don't know what the function was in Figma. Like there's no really, I don't know what this is for. This is probably, you have to see like the different categories, but we don't need this. We just need this main search thing. And what we want to do with that is we want to go to Framer, and we want to get one of these. And go back, where was I? Here. We need a search magnifying glass. So search. Perfect. They have it. Yeah, this icon thing is a pain in the ass sometimes, but it's cool. Framer is amazing. So search, essentials, tech, and much more. Okay, and now what we want to do is we have a stack, and we want to add some padding. And the padding, what we can do, we want to add a fill to this stack. We want to make the fill sky blue, but we want to make it like much lighter, like something like this. And we want to have a radius that it's circular. So I don't know how they have it. They have it like a little bit circular. We can make it like completely circular like this, or we can make it like them a little bit. And I actually like it like that. So can do it like that. Can put this here, but we want to actually put that where the links were, right? And we want to make this have a fill. Actually, I want to make this. Okay, so stack. So we have the links, and the links has to be fill. Okay, now I understand. We have, what is this? Got a little space. Okay, because there's a right padding. Got it. Okay. So our issue now is we want to have this space here and this space here. I guess the best way to do this, first of all, this has to be left aligned, not center. So start. And then what we can do is here, we don't want this to be filled. We want it to maybe be a fixed and have it much smaller. 480 looks good. Maybe we can even make this maybe not blue, but like a light gray. Looks nice. Adds a little bit of a difference. We want to make this not so big in terms of text, and we want to make it like maybe 60% or something. There we go. And we have this thing now, and what we want to do is we want to add a search function. So once the user clicks on this search bar, there is a search happening to the collections, right? So we want to go like this. We want to, okay, we can leave it on the top of this, but we want it to be absolute to this specific stack, and we want it to be relative 100%, and we want it the height to also be relative 100%. So if we just adjust it like this, then it's fine. And let's remove the opacity so that yeah, you don't see it. So yeah, that's basically it. And the stack I would like to, or the links thing, I would like to even decrease it a little bit more. Maybe 420 would be a cool number. So we have 420, we have the logo. Let's change the design of the logo. Let's put dice market. Okay, cool. So we have we're gonna sell different dice. You guys ready? So no tech, search essentials, dice and more. We can, search essential, dice, tech, and much more. Okay, so we're selling dice, which is pretty cool. And we want this container to be fill. We don't want this to have a padding, I believe. No, I was wrong. We do want it to have a padding, but maybe not so much, because this one also has a padding. 12. Okay, what was it before? 24 and 24. Let's make it like this. How much is this one? Padding 48. Okay, let's go back. Let's make it 48. So I'm just trying to, I hope you guys understand everything I'm doing. I think a lot out loud, so might be quite complicated sometimes, but I hope not. So we have this top bar. We actually want to make it the same. We want to make it like a different color, maybe. We can put like we can remove this. We can put like a sky blue, and we can make these icons white, and we can make everything else white as well. Maybe the white is not so good, so we can put like another type of blue. I don't know, something like that, right? I actually, let's shave this color. I like it, the dark blue from blocks. Maybe we can use that dark blue here. Oops, dark blue, and then we can make these icons sky blue. Looks nicer. Okay, so we got the banner, we got the nav bar, and now we want to put these different elements here. We're not going to do the drop down because I mean, we can do it. You guys want to do it? Okay, if we want to do it, the best way to do it would be, we would have to, well, let's first rename this one. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. Let's go back to blocks. And in blocks, let's get the nav bar again. And then which one were we using? I think this one. So we get the nav bar again. You go like this, unlink and replace all. So now it's called nav bar 2. So now we know the difference. So nav bar 1, nav bar 2 underneath. And then we got to go here. Well, let me see how this looks like in phone. Okay, like I said, let's delete this. We're gonna delete the stack on the phone. And then we want to put this we want to actually tablet, not tablet. We don't need this. So tablet can be like this. And then in the phone, we can go like this. We can put this somewhere here. And we put the fill like that. And then we can bring this, the stack, these two stacks, we can put them down here. If I do it correctly, it would be something like this. So where is it? So we can delete, for example, this one, we can delete this one, and then we can even delete this. And then we can add the top padding of around 50. You know, we're just so what's the word for it? Freestyling, right? Okay, so we have this responsiveness. This is very important. It's key in Framer, in every website, obviously, because you have users that use their desktop, users that use their phone. So for now, we want to do this. We want to do this drop down. So as you can see, we have the logo. We want to delete that. We have the buttons. We want to delete that. We want to have one stack of different things. So we have drop down 1. We want to have drop down 2. How can we do this? We can double click and unlink and replace all, like we do with every component. And then what we can do is we can do this. Let me see. Okay. We can detach the instance, and then we can go like this. We can rename it to drop down 2. Let's add 6. 3 and then 4, 5, 6. Let me just finish that. So I added the 6 ones. Now let's just duplicate this 6 times. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that all the overlays want to make sure that all the overlays link to a different card. So we have, for example, for features, for this second one, we wanted to go to drop down 2. The first one, obviously drop down 1. So we have our different things here, and we want to editing overlay. See what it says, nav drop down 1. Okay, we can place maybe it's because the assets aren't okay. We have to duplicate the assets. So this is how you duplicate them, not how I was doing it before. So you do it like this, because then in the dropdown, you would have to basically, so these are trash. And then, for example, here the overlay is dropdown 1. Here the overlay is replaced with dropdown 2, right? And we do the same thing for everything else. So let me just pause the video and I'll do that. Okay, so I've replaced everything with their related dropdown. Now what we want to do is we want to just, let's make sure that it's centered. So we have the space between, we have the content container. Let's make sure that everything is distributed in the center. We can do something like that. And if I were to click play, we have a hover section for each one. Perfect. So now what we want to do is we want to make sure that the tablet and the phone also have that. So that's a tricky one, right? Because in our design, they don't have that for the phone. But for example, if we were to go to like Amazon.com and we were to go like this, or if we were to, for example, inspect and click on the phone, does it really look like that on the phone? Okay, we have like a few things. Maybe on the phone we won't have the drop down. Yeah, I think that on the phone it's better not to have the drop down. So let's just go back there, and what we can do is we can just copy the stack. I guess it's showing. One, two, three, four, five, six. So we want to do the same here. So fill, and then we want to show visible, but we want it to go down. Let's see how that looks like. Actually, in Amazon, it's not like that. Maybe in Amazon, maybe for the phone, we can just, let's delete these because I don't really want these hamburger menus. But for the phone, we can just add, for example, 2. Or we can add 3, and we can make a grid, 3 and 3, and add some type of gap between them. Maybe make this fill. Maybe that's the right thing. Maybe I'm wrong. So, or we can just delete these 3 and put one row. So we have glass, we have plastic, premium, wood, right? We're selling dice here, so wood. What else is there? Wood, leather, and marble. Oops. So let's fix that marble. All right, and now we have this and we want to bring it in here and we want to have it like that and we want to make it fill, right? This is going to be the tablet version. And then we want to have the phone version. So now we have a few things left. So let's do this section right here. So this section involves a carousel and involves certain cards in the carousel. So we can either do the carousel or we can do, let's see, we want to let's add a frame. So we want to do this section from scratch. So let's add a frame and let's put this frame underneath. When we see this 9, here we go. Now it's underneath. In this frame, we want to add a layout. So it's a stack now. In this stack, we want to add a carousel. So the carousel would kind of look like this. We put the carousel in here. The carousel goes right in the middle. We want this to be fill, and we want it to have a max width like everything else. Have a max width like everything else, 1280. So this, if we fill, we want this to have a padding like on the right and left, 48. And the height can be something like 300 for now. It's looking a little bit more like it, right? So now what we want to do is we want to create a stack like this. With a height of about 280, and this would also be its own stack. And inside we have a text that says, let's make it black so we can see it. Or actually, no, I bet. Let's make this another color like this. Perfect. So we have best deals on the latest dice. Okay, the smart glass dice. Up to 50% off. And now what we want to do is we can get these three, put these three into another stack, put it on top of each other, line to the left. Then that's stack 1, and then stack 2 would be the image, right? For the image, we can do something cool. We can do this. We can go to Midjourney. I have it open here, and we can put like create a glass dice, and we can do something like whatever. Let's see what they put. We can work from there. So we have a glass dice. I like this one a lot, actually. Looks pretty funny. And then what we can do is we can do this so it starts like generating on the left, and that's what we need. We want something that it's going to be a banner, right? So we want the text to be on the left. Actually, before we do that, let's actually use this because it has a darker background and we want to have the light text. So we can use this one as an example. So let's wait. Let me just pause, and when it's done, I'll show you guys. So I've generated this image. I want to make the radius a little bit rounder. And let's increase the sizing of this, right? So we have this whole thing here going on. And we have the background image as the product image. But we can also add another stack with a PNG of the product like they did here. Right, so this is one image, one background image with these two circles, and then they have the product on the right. But we can do that, but we can also use this as an example today. So we have just one stack, and that starts on the left. Okay, so we want to make this font size much bigger. Something like 48 would be cool. Then we can make this, like, for example, 36. And then this one would be like 18, and we want the gap to be like that. Looks good. Why not? And then the padding, we can add that on the left, and right would be 40. And we have this as a bold smart glass dice to 40% off. Okay. So what we do is we want to, let's just duplicate this. And maybe we can use this, but remix strong, and see what happens. And use another image for the right one. So up to 25 or 20% off. So what I wanted to show you is that we can connect these two things like this, and they can, we have already this nice carousel that looks really cool, right? And then for this carousel, we can add, for example, the progress. So we can add the dots, and they have the dots, I believe, on the left. So we can do something like inset. Where can I go? So we can put it in the bottom, or we can, I think we just have to, you can just go left and right, top, down and up. So it's not such a big deal. So we can get something like this for our next image. Oh, sorry, let me just save it. And then we can go back here and replace this background image so that we just have different images, right? So which one was it? This one, open. All right. So we have this really cool one. Then we have this second one here, so on and so forth. Okay. We can also add like a nice little, not a border color, but a fill in the background here. If we want to make it nicer, but I don't like it so much. I like it more white. It looks good. So right now we have this thing that's playing that you can just basically switch, right? We can add a button there if necessary, or we can also link these stacks to another page. So that's cool. So you can just click on a specific stack and it can link you to another page. So that's one way of doing it. Okay. So next thing that we can do is just, let's build a collection. Let's build let's build a collection of dice. So we could say the first collection would be, we have glass, premium, plastic, marble dice. So we can write, for example, here, marble dice. And we have the different categories. So we have the categories. And then, let me see how much battery I have on my phone. Okay, I'm fine. I'm just filming with my phone. So, all right. So we have the mobile dice categories. Then we have, for example, we can put premium, dice. And for example, this is not going to be the same image as the product image, but it's going to be like a banner that we can add, right, to each product. We can add like a promotional banner that we can make in Figma and put it to our CMS. And then this is going to be another category. We can name it like what else? Wooden dice. So wooden dice, and then this would come at the end. All right, perfect. So let's start with that. So the first thing that you would do is you would need to create the CMS collection. So we add a blog, we import a collection. Actually, before that, let's just use let's delete. Let's add blog, because add blog, they're going to populate it with like a finished thing, and I like that more. So we can just, because they already have categories. So we have, what do we have again? Let's delete this. Delete, and we have glass, plastic, premium, wood, leather, marble. Glass, plastic, premium, wood. Let's duplicate this. Marble. What else do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leather. That's the one that I was missing. So duplicate leather. And let's save this. So we have plastic. Let's just adjust the slugs so that everything is nice and organized. Premium and wood. Okay, so we have the different categories. As you can see, since we are doing the categories, as you can see, we have each category has a different image. So I'm going to generate an image for each category. So we have our 6 different categories, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and generate an image for each category. So we go back to our CMS, and I made some images in Midjourney. So what we can do is we can just edit fields, add an image. This would be category image, and each one is going to have their own image. So let me do that. So once we have these images set, we can go back. So we have the categories, and now we want to add different products. So we're going to have wooden dice, and we're going to have marble dice. So we don't have to populate it so much. We can just do the essentials, right? We want to just show these. So what we want to do is we want to go back here. We want to change this to products. So these are the categories. These are the products. And let's actually do something. And I want to select them. I want to select all of them. And I want to delete them. And I want to edit the fields. So I want to create a title. So let's go back to our Figma. So we have a title, we have a price, a promotion price. Title, price, promotion, price, category. Okay. Title, price, title. Let's remove this. Let's add an image. Category. Let's remove this. Title. Let's add a plain text for the price. Let's duplicate this, and this is going to be called promotional price. Right? And then we're going to add a new one. So we're going to add a few examples. So the first one is going to be the pirate. So what's the first? I wanted to put like, hold on, let me go back here. Marble dice. So we're going to make a pirate dice. Is going to be the first marble dice, and the second one is going to be another cool name. So let me just populate this field. Maybe the first one we can do together. So this one is going to cost $29.99. So well, how did it look like here? Save, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Actually, since the price is going to have that underline, what we can do is we can edit the fields. We can remove this price one, and we can add a formatted text. And this can be the price. So we can add price. And then we can open this pirate one again, and we can go, we can go $19.99, and then we can write the original price, $39.99, and add a breaker somehow. We can add some type of, no, we can, let me see how we can do this. We can do it somehow. If it's not like this, then we gotta try out a different method. I could have sworn that we could have done this, but I guess not. Let me just edit the fields and see if we can add something else. So we have plain text, formatted text, date, link, image, color, toggle, number, option, file, reference, and we can reference other. Okay, no, we can't do it. Okay, doesn't matter. So we can just put $19.99, and we can just add promotional price, 25% off. And we can just add the image. So the pirate one is going to be, this is like a, oh, actually we need the category, and it's going to be a marble one, right? Because the first ones are going to be the marble dice. So let me just populate my products. I'm going to do that. It's going to take some time for me, but I don't want to like waste all this time. So I'm just going to generate some more images and populate the products just like I did here, right? So that's basically it. So I've added 6 different marble dice or die. And basically we're going to add it like this. So we're going to make a new, let's actually do this. Let's make this height fit the content. And let's add a top, top margin, a top padding and a bottom padding. Now what we can do is we can create this text, and I mean this top part and this bottom part. So let's do that, and let's first add a frame where we wanna, or we can actually just, duplicate this stack, duplicate, let's delete the carousel. And we want to add a text. So we want to just write, grab the latest, the best deals on marble. Okay. So this goes like this. We want this to be start. And we have another text that says see all or view all. View all. And we want to add this to a stack because we're going to add we want to add this to a stack. We want this to fit the content, this as well. But we want this to be space between. And for this view all, I mean, first of all, let's make this much smaller. Let's make this 16 pixels. And let's make it a regular font. And we want to add a icon right next to that view all. Feather. We want to add an arrow to the right. And we want to make this arrow to the right sky blue, or let's just make it black. Let's put it right here. Let's make this like that. And let's decrease the size of the arrow to be around 20 like all the other ones. And let's put something like that. So it's like aligned and it looks good for now. Actually, let's make this arrow sky blue like in the design. and get the best deals on marble. Okay, and now we have this stack. So we got this stack, and let's add a stack on this, and this is going to be the text. And for the text, we want to make it space between, and we want to have a padding on the bottom to add this line. So we want to put 1, 2, 20. We want to add this border. Let's put 0 for now, and we want to add the border at the bottom, maybe 1 pixel, and make it a very light gray. Something like this looks cool. Perfect. I don't like the bold font here so much. We can make it semi-bold, so it's not so aggressive. And then let's add this card. So we want to keep this products like this, and we want to add another. We want to add a CMS. So we want to add a collection. Let's do this. Go like this, collection, and we want to add products underneath. And this is gonna go here. And this is gonna go like this. And this will be fill. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this like this. And we're gonna make this a grid. Actually, not a grid, sorry. A stack, but going like this. And the stack is gonna be space between. And we're gonna have to make some adjustments. We wanna make this fill. Actually, let's go like this and then make it fill. Now we're looking good. So actually we wanna keep it all consistent. So 150, 150. Good. So right now, because we only have marble products, it shows all marbles, but eventually we're gonna add leather and stuff like that if this were to be a real store. But what I'm trying to say is that we need to add a filter. So by doing so, we go to this products and we go to filters and we filter all of these products and we choose the categories is set or contains value marble. And that's how we properly filter the products, right? And then, yeah, so basically that's very important to know. We want to add a type of border to this, similar to this thing on the top. Before we do that, let's add a padding on the top, 20. And then for this, we want to add some padding, about 10 pixels. And we want to add that border that I was talking about, black. Let's put it all the way black and let's make it like this. And let's add that nice little round radius. And for this, we want to remove this and we want to make this black, maybe semi-bold. And let's duplicate this and let's make it medium. And we can decrease this a little bit. Oh shoot, my phone is about to die. And we can replace this with not the title, but we can use the price. Okay, whoops. So let's just delete all of this. All right, so we have the price, right? And then we can just, what we can do now is we can set this price in a stack. This stack is going to be fit, perfect. And we can add a little bit of a padding on the bottom just to create this nice little line. We can create the border like this. Let's put 0, and then at the bottom we add that line. And then we put 5%. Okay, and then underneath that, So let's put it like this and put this underneath. And this is going to be the, not the price, but the promotional. Whoops. So content, promotional price. And let's fill. And it's going to be font enter. Strange. Maybe I didn't put anything there. But basically it would be like that. So let's go back here. We have the promotional price, so there should be something showing. Let me just duplicate this and see what the problem is. So if we were to remove this content, there's some bug. Some bug going on. But let me pause 1 second because my phone is about to die and I gotta figure out what I do. So 1 second. Also, I fixed this, so if we were to copy the title and then replace the content by clicking X and going here to promotional price, then it would be fixed. But I don't know why it didn't work with that other thing, that other method that we chose. But basically, it works like this. So this is just a tip for you guys in the future to just, you know, keep in mind. So this design is not so nice, but you know, we're just going forward. So this is a nice way of picturing it. And now what we can do is we can just, we have the products. And do our categories have pictures yet? Or they do? So basically what we can do is we can duplicate this and call this categories. And so we can call this shop from top categories. And what we can do is we can also, you know, highlight this, change the color to that sky blue. Same here, sky blue. And let's add some padding up at the top. And we want to basically, we want to go down here, and this is not products, this is going to be categories. So this will be categories. And there's no filter because we're going to show all of the categories. And then we want to remove this padding and this radius and this border. And we want to make this image have a radius so that it is like a circle, okay? And then we just want to add the name of the, so we can delete this, for example, and we can remove this stack. We can just go like this, right? So we have our nice little, we don't even need this view all because we have all of the categories here. So we can just do it like that. And boom, that's basically, that's a beautiful, you know, little example, right? So what else we can do is we can add this electronic brand. So basically premium dice. What we can do is we can go back here, and for certain products, actually for certain categories, we can add like a promotional image, right? So edit fields, and then we can add like a what do you call it? An image, promotional image, and then it's not required, but for example, we can add like a maybe some of them will have a promotional image. So what we can do is like we can add a text and we can call it yes, no. And then if the result is yes, then they have a promotional image. If not, then they don't have a promotional image. So leather and glass and plastic, let's say, yes. And then, for example, in Figma, we can build a nice little, you know, mock-up of an image that we can kind of, you know, have, it can be something like this, you know, we can make like a text. So promotion example, put it on top. Maybe we can make this a little bit larger, maybe like that. And then we can put name, or what is it, plastic, what were the other things? Plastic, glass, leather. So plastic, glass, leather. Plastic, we can put this in the bottom. Glass, leather. Okay, and then we go like this, glass. Let's just fix everything so it's plastic, glass. And then the next thing would be leather. And we just want to use a plugin. Let's use the Unsplash. And let's just find some random image for plastic. Okay, this one. We can use glass. And then we can use leather. And then we just group everything and we export everything as PNGs. So we export these 3 layers, save to my downloads, and then we go to Framer, and then leather, we just replace everything like it is. So I've replaced some of them here, and what we can do is we can go to CMS, and we can again duplicate this. So this would be called something like top category discounts. And then we can again, we can make this, for example, the promotional image. Oops. So let me go like this, fill promotional image. And then as you can see, some of them don't have it. And we're gonna remove this radius and we're gonna add another filter. So filter all, choose yes, no, contains yes. And now we have these 3. And we want to make this, so let's see if it's locked. Let's unlock this. We can make this kind of like this, and we can space between, no space. Maybe we can go center, start. Space evenly. We can put it in the center. It's also fine. We can also add some radius to this so it looks nicer, and maybe some nice shadow, like a realistic nice shadow in the background. And we can delete this text in the bottom, these 2 texts. Then we just have these 3. Okay, so that's that. Now, by the way, you don't see me anymore. I hope you guys don't miss me too much. My phone is just not, it's dead. So, okay, so we have those 3, and we can do something like this again. So we can just, but you understand the whole thing, right? So basically now what we can do is just, we can finish off the project by creating a footer and then making sure that everything is responsive from here. So we can make a footer by going like this, blocks, and going to blocks and looking at the footer and just choosing one footer that works. So this one is good. And again, making sure that this is fill and everything else is good, right? So, okay. Now let's make sure that everything is responsive. So for this section, it looks okay, but still kind of not ideal. Maybe we can make it smaller like this. For this, also the same with this, we can make the images smaller. Maybe make these make a grid somehow. That looks nice. And for here, for example, we can make it go down and stretch somehow. So fill, we can make this fill. The image can also fill, and the height can be fixed somehow. Actually, for this is a little bit not nice like that. We can just make sure that this is smaller. Like this. This is nice too. So category looks good. Tablet looks good. Now let's make it like this. Let's put it in the center, and let's make sure to increase the sizing of these. So we can make it like big like this, or we can go back and we can make a grid of 2 columns and make this a little bit smaller. Make this text also a bit smaller. And we can, for example, make this categories go from up to down in the center. And we can make this also go up to down in the center. So yeah, that's basically it. Let me see if I can turn my camera on again, just to say bye to you guys. I don't think so, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is basically it. We created this nice little e-commerce template. Oh, by the way, look, this is not looking good. So we can maybe double click on this carousel, or we can make it somehow smaller for everyone else. How would that work? Okay, now the problem here is this text as well. So that's something to think about. Let's see how we can do it. So we have these different things, and let's see if we can remove the snapping for these. Okay, now the children can only be in the top. So this is an interesting topic for another video, how to basically remove or make these carousel responsive. Because for now, this is not looking good. But my ideal thing right now would be to basically remove the padding on the left and right. So we can add something like this. And yeah, it's still not so ideal, but let's see how we can fix it. And I think for the mobile version, instead of using this carousel, we can basically just make a fixed version, like standard version, deleting it like this and just creating a stack with the text So it would be best deals. So we can put text 1 would go here, text 2, text 3, smart glass dice. So smart glass dice, and then it would be up to 20% off. And then we just get this, we put it like that. We replace the background with an image that we like. One that I chose today, something like this. And we can basically make these text white. And this one can be much larger. Smart glass, bold. And get 20% off can be a little bit larger, like 22. And then we can add some padding on the top and right, top and bottom. Then like that. So for the text, it would kind of look like this. So basically this is it. This is the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this will be in the description below if you guys want to just take over and use it for your own projects. But hope you guys liked it. And thank you guys for watching. If you watched the whole thing, I really love you. If you watch the whole thing, please feel free to reach out to me. We'll become good friends. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And hope you guys enjoyed it.